Welcome to the Baknowledgeshare's podcast and YouTube channel. Today I have with me, and I'm honored to have Ananya Pani on this podcast live here. So welcome to this podcast, Ananya.
Hey, thank you, Rasmi, and it's my pleasure to be with you and speaking to the community. It's I must thank you again for having me here. Let's get started.
Sure. Why don't you introduce yourselves to the audience?
Okay, so today we are going to talk about why should we get certified in business analysis. And having worked in this domain for last couple of years or 10 plus years, I have some few points to share with all of you. And it's always a good way to communicate with the community and hear back from others, all that. So let me go over to my bio. So I'm an entrepreneur, I'm author, I speak, I run regularly. I am a very, very particular person about fitness and food, eating healthy. I also work actively to bring women back to work, and in my organization, we have about 70+% of works, the colleagues or our staff is women, and many of them, about 50% of them have come back to work after a huge gap or a big career gap in their career. So this is also one of the areas that I'm very passionate about, bringing back women to work and giving them back the confidence and the showing them the path and having them on my organization rules. I've been honored with few things like Forbes 1000 honorees for 2021, along with the recognition for from few other media houses and publications and industry bodies. I'm a regular blogger on various popular journals on business analysis, management, and leadership related topics. And on my day job, I'm on a mission to help professionals build a successful VA career and leverage their potentials to achieve more, to grow more, achieve more, earn more, get better placed in terms of promotions and positions and all that. I'm a co-founder to Adaptive US, a business analysis skill development organization, and I manage customer experience, sales, and growth operations. That's one of my I'm very passionate about this. I'm very passionate about making all of our customers extremely happy. And that's the primary way of growth for us in Adaptive US. Each of our customers has been a growth agent or a brand ambassador for us in the market. So each one of us has referred and spread the word around, and that's how we primarily grow organically. We are currently one of the top 3 global BA skills development organizations. We train people from 80 plus countries all over the world, covering all the way from New Zealand till Canada and entire globe, all of the countries we cover. And we have been fortunate to have worked with 10,000 plus business analysts and having a great success in IIB certifications, about 1,500 people being certified from us. That's a bit about me and my day job. And when I'm not working, I'm mostly a fitness enthusiast. I spend a good time with, I'm a mother. I spend a good time with my family. I'm also a person who give back to the belief in giving back to the society. So I do voluntary education in human values for children over the weekends. That's something when I'm equally passionate about when I'm not working.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a great insight and view into yourself, Ananya, as well as into what you do for your day job. Speaking of certifications and speaking about the topic of this podcast, why should business analysts get certified, or why should they consider getting certified?
Okay. That's a beautiful question. In fact, there are a lot of times I've come across people telling that, why should you get certified? Some people say it's just a paper. It's just a piece of paper. There are people sometimes who say that experience matters more than certification. Yes, I am not going to tell you that this or that. Definitely, experience matters. Certification definitely is not here to replace experience, nor the other way around. So the way I look at it is, so when it is in the beginning of your career, say for example, you have not started your career, how do you bring in the experience? Now it's like a chicken and egg problem. I don't have the experience, so I am not able to get into a job. Now that's when it brings in immense value to a person, because it opens doors for you, because employers have started making it a preferred choice to hire certified business analysts. It opens doors for you in terms of various different opportunities, because certifications are a verifiable and independent assessment of your skills and credibility. It also goes about showing the world that you care and you are about your profession, and you are proactive enough to go ahead and study and get yourself certified. Right now, coming back to people who are already in the profession, people who are already in the job for about say 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. Yes, I know it's not definitely going to replace or a replacement or a compensation for the experience, but it definitely helps in a large way, because it can give you a good amount of salary range. It can take you to positions of prominence. It can take you to better job opportunities. Since employers mostly in North America, Canada, then Middle Eastern Asia, Australia, all of those regions, mostly in global market, most of the organizations, they definitely look at it. So think of it in this manner: there's somebody who's done as much work as you have done, and you've done that much plus the certification. Definitely you are going to stand out. So that makes a difference in your resume. It helps you put yourself on the edge. Then the other thing is, you also are more trusted for strategic projects or strategic initiatives, the ones which are more complex in the organization, which definitely means that you are preferred over others to be trusted. You are more trusted among the stakeholders, among the decision makers, to be given responsibility where it is a very, very important initiative or a strategic initiative for the organization. The other point is, there could be situations where you have worked in a particular set of responsibilities. You've not been exposed to the other set of responsibilities that are also handled by a BA. So when you do certifications, you kind of study the overall responsibilities as a BA. As a BA in the industry, what are the expectations of a BA? What are the techniques that they are supposed to use? What are the things that they are supposed to perform? All of those things when you are exposed. So it gives you a 360 degrees perspective of the BA role and the skills, irrespective of your background, skills, and role. So how does it help? Now this is something I'm telling you from my own experience. There are umpteen number of times our students have come back and said, because of my certifications, I was more trusted. I was more confident about my skills. I got talking points to talk in front of my management or in the interview, and that made me a perfect candidate for the job, even though I had not performed this kind of a role in my background earlier. There are many situations we have come across where our students have said that, because they have studied, they are more confident about those things, even if they have not worked on it. So the next point is, you get exposure to techniques and tools that are beyond your role exposure, like I talked about it a while back. Then I also talked about giving you talking points and confidence, and you being feeling more skilled, and the world looking at you as being more skilled. And to just say it to wrap up, or in a nutshell, it opens doors of opportunities for you.
No, this is awesome, especially looking at the 15 to 50% raise and even up to 100% raise. That's a
Yes,
pretty good
and it's
return on
all based
investment.
on our students' data.
This is amazing. Yeah, that's incredible. Now, many times you're trying to get the wheels turning for certification. How would one go about preparing for certifications? Or even before we get there, let's talk about what are the different kinds of certifications out there for BAs or business analysts.
Okay. So if you look at, like I spoke about the various popular BA certifications, the prominent ones which are globally, recognized or valued, undoubtedly IIBA certifications comes on top of the list, because those are IIBA certifications are globally recognized. Almost all geographies, all countries, continents, they recognize this. This is more of an enterprise focused certification with various different kinds of certifications for various different kinds of professionals. To start with, I think I would rather show this diagram first, then go back to that. So this is basically a roadmap for certifications and how to get them. Primarily, I've looked at IIBA, that being the most prominent or the most popular one. So for beginners or people who are just starting out their career in BA or wanting to start their career as a BA, ECBA is a perfect one where they start with ECBA. It's called Entry Certification in Business Analysis. It gives you a proper and a good sound foundation on business analysis tools, techniques, tasks, all of those things. That again, I'll go back to the slide point where we talked about the various benefits. When you go back to the job market, you're being looked more seriously than your other counterparts when it is you are at the beginning of your career, wanting to start your BA career. Now, the good part is, Rashmi, BA as a career is set to grow many folds. It's growing, and it is set to grow at 14 to 16% year on year, which is by a study of US Bureau of Labor Statistics, also by LinkedIn, that it is set to grow at a very, very good pace, the way it has been growing at a 14 to 16%, and it is set to grow for the next 10 years or so. Then moving on, there is CCBA for mid-level BAs, people who are in the 3 to 5 years bracket, and that's when CCBA comes into the picture. That's the perfect one for that. And CBAP is the right one for senior BAs, people who are having 5, 6, 7 years of experience as a business analyst. And many times we get a lot more experienced people, because that's being the most valued. We can say CBAP is the gold standard or the gold certification for BAs, because that's the one that gives most benefit to professionals. Then there are specialized certifications which are called non-core certifications as well. There's one called on Agile BA, it's called AAC certification. There's one on data analytics called CBDA. There's one which focuses on most of the projects being moving to the agile side of methodology. There are a lot of BAs moving to product owner and product manager kind of roles. So BAs moving to PO, there is a certification called CPOA, which is in that space. And then lastly, there is cybersecurity, and all of us know how important it is for a BA to look at security aspects while designing a system or an application. So this is basically a very, very high level of the certifications. Now I'll go back to the slide here. Then there is Project Management Institute, USA, which has a project focused certification called PMI-PBA, which is, if you look at IIB certifications are more of enterprise focused, whereas PMI-PBA is more of project focused. Then there is PCS, which is more very, very popular in UK. There is IRAP, which has the certifications called CPRE, FL, and there is an expert level and all that. So foundation level, expert level, those are primarily popular in mainland Europe and Germany.
This is Yeah, go ahead.
This is a very, very high level, highlights on the popular BA certifications that exist at this point.
Great. Yeah. So IIBA is more enterprise focused and it's more global. And for someone that's getting started off in the field, specifically around ECBA, what value? I mean, we went through the value prop in terms of giving a certification, but for someone coming new into the profession, is it advised to sort of take the ECBA exam?
It is definitely advised. Yes, I agree that ECBA alone is not going to give you a job many times, but as I said, it's definitely going to give you an edge over others. One. Second, there are multiple other things that you can try, which are going to definitely help you, is get more of hands-on experience. How does, with tools like MS Visio, Jira, Balsamic, BPMN, all those kind of tools. Learn a little bit of modeling tools. How do you do user story? How do you write use cases on those kind of things? And learn to use those tools and get yourself more comfortable in terms of how the theory that you have learned in CA is also practically put into use, and how do you do it in a project. That's one advice. Then the second thing would be to write and read more about these topics. Follow thought leaders on LinkedIn. Follow channels on LinkedIn, YouTube. Follow the discussions that are happening in LinkedIn focused groups, special interest groups. There are many of them. And follow the discussions that happen there. Then you will get a good insight of what kind of work happens, what kind of challenges usually people face, how do they overcome, what are the suggestions people are giving. All of those things are definitely going to be of help. Then the next thing I would suggest is to network and be more involved in your local community of, say, IIBA chapters, local events, volunteering. All of those things are definitely going to be great way for you to get introduced yourself or open up your opportunities to a job very, very differently than just doing the traditional way.
No, these are all really good points, and I appreciate you breaking it down for the audience. So in preparation for the certifications, what sorts of steps should one take in order to prepare and then get to the point of sort of giving in the exam and getting certified?
Sure. So this is something that I kind of put in for people to look at it. It's a very, very high level visual. So first thing I would say is the most important point. I always say getting into something is the most important thing. Making up your mind. A lot of times people keep on thinking and they procrastinate. I'll be joining this fitness class. I'll be joining this fitness class, or I'll start running, or I'll start eating healthy. But one day you just have to make a start. So same way it starts with getting started. Now getting started means set your goal to get certified. I have to be certified by this time with this certification. So that's the first thing. Make up your mind that I need to be certified. I'm motivated, I'm committed to this goal, and I'm going to be certified by this time. Set your goal to get certified. Then check your eligibility, like what I spoke about. Where do you fit in? Do you want to start? Are you in the beginning of your career? Are you in the mid-level? Where do you? Which one do you want to take up? Which is in alignment with your career goal or your career path that you have set up for yourself, or which is your organization may be wanting you to move in a certain direction, or they must be having some career goal for you. So what is in alignment, which certification is alignment with those goals? Look at that, then check your eligibility and get started. Get started by getting formally trained. I would say this is also equally important, because when we do self-study, many times the motivation level falls. There are other things that come in. There are things that take us away from our goal. All of those things happens and making us move the goal, further and further. Now, that's why I would say getting formally trained is something that is something like I would exercise. Instead of that, I would enroll for a class. Now, if I have enrolled for a class, every day morning by 6:30, I should be there in the class. Right? It's similar to that. Now, getting formally trained is like that. Now, once you get formally trained, you get a good overview of the entire overview. And the other thing that trainers who are good, they do that for you is because this is something that they do over a period of time and over years and years, they know it much better than we know. Now, we all, trust an expert. Right? We all trust an expert. So similarly, it is getting formally trained is trusting an expert and letting him or her show you the path, the challenges that come in your path, and how do you overcome them. Then you prepare for the test using the resources, whatever you have, studying for the book or the body of knowledge or the guide. Then you apply for the certification. Now, once you have applied for the certification, means you are almost like almost engaged in that. Now, it's almost certain that I'm going to go ahead with this. I've already paid, I've prepared, I've already paid, I've filed my certification. For my certification, my application is approved, I'm all set to go. Now, next what remains is practice more of mock exams. Look at where you are, where do you lack, where do you fall short, where are your weaknesses, and work on them. Now, once you do that, you feel that they're all taken care of, set a date for test. Preferably set a Monday or sometime after you are well rested. Okay. Not on a weekday when you have been working, or not on a weekend usually, or not even on a Saturday. Mostly not prefer to have it on Saturday, because unless you're taken off from work. If you've been working Monday to Friday, Saturday is not a great day to take the test day, because you might be stressed and these things might play a role. Then after you take the test, of course, you get certified and you celebrate your success and get the benefits of it.
Yeah, and I see all through that you have Adaptive US, as one of the organizations that really help students get to that goal of getting certified. Yes. It is a journey for sure.
It is a journey, and the good part is we work with our students from the beginning till they get certified. It's not like we just train them and that's all. No, the way it starts is we take them, we look at their eligibility, we guide them. Sometimes they come back to us saying, I want to do this. But what we truly do is we look at their profile, their resume, their career goals and all of that, and then we guide them which one would be an ideal certification for you, looking at your goals and looking at your situation. Then we train them, we support them for 6+ months, around 6 to 7 months, with live classes and office hours to get their questions answered, get all of their clarifications sorted out and all that. And we have one unique thing about us is we promise our students a success guarantee, which means if we are not able to make you pass the exam, we pay for your retake, which nobody does at this moment, which means we also take responsibility for your success. We also are equally responsible or held liable for that success. So if you are successful, we are successful, we get our money. But if you are not successful, from whatever money you have paid us, we pay for your retake fees, which is sometimes for exams like CBAP, it's about $300. So not once, but twice. We commit to pay your retake fees. You've not been successful. We agree that we could not work together or whatever be the situation, your goal wasn't fulfilled. So we pay for your retake fees, which means you can see that we take equal a risk on your behalf, and the students' anxiety and apprehensions are taken care of. So
Oh,
that they know that, okay, if I'm not successful, this is what I don't have to pay again. We retrain them, we pay their retake fees, we retrain them, we guide them again on how to be successful on the next attempt.
no, this is that's a really a good deal. If you were to basically ask me, being a business analyst, and thank you so much for giving that detailed overview of steps to prepare for the business analysis certification. But being and communicating with other business analysts, um, and we're hearing about all this AI, artificial intelligence, and there's rumors around how the profession itself will not exist. What are your thoughts around AI and business analysis?
Okay, so I would say it that you've got a great person, or it's like a genie, it's like a enabler for you, or your tech agent for you to. It's like I'm not very sure whether everybody is aware what Bill Gates says about this. That with Chat GPT, everybody gets a personal assistant. So that's how I
That's
would
true.
put it across. So it's not to be looked at as a threat. Rather, I would say look at it as an opportunity. How you can, outsource, or put all of your mundane jobs or repetitive jobs, things that you didn't like doing. Most of those things which are repetitive, which are kind of happening very frequently, and you can put them to the AI. So that
Mhm.
is basically at your service. You have a great co-pilot who's going to serve you, help you in terms of being a better VA, not taking away your job. Now,
Mhm.
why do I say that? The reason is, if you look at a VA is not here to write requirements which are repetitive or things like that.
Mhm.
As a BA, many times, whether you are a BA or not, whether you are designated as a BA or not, many of the professionals do a bit of BA job in their career. Whenever they look at a process, they look at better ways of doing this. They look at or they find improvement opportunities in them. They find better ways how it can be improved. All those things are a BA's job. So whenever it is talking to stakeholders, looking at what they are wanting, and collaborating between stakeholders, collaborating or bridging the gap between the tech team and the stakeholders team or the users team, or whenever it comes to decision making, which would be a right decision in this, which tool would be the best one to perform our job. Keep looking at our organization's requirement,
Mhm.
yeah, whether we should build a application or we should buy it off the shelf from the market. All of those kind of decisions, things which are require you to do a problem solving, complex problem solving, out
Yeah.
of the box thinking, critical decision making. All of those things cannot be still done by AI. It is still the BA and the inquisitive mind and the curious mind of the BA which does the work. And many times, most of the times, the leadership skills that comes into play, and the leadership skills is what going to differentiate you or keeping you ahead of the game by, those are the things that you really bring value to the table.
No, this is to your point that you brought up. It's a co-pilot. So I'm assuming, and not assuming, it's more logical that the work of a BA will probably be a lot easier, where you can leverage AI as more of a personal assistant, as a co-pilot, to really enable you to make decisions.
Essentially, wherever the
Collaborate.
human brain is doing all those complex decision making, problem solving, knowing when to use which data, knowing, and also talking about data, where there is a lot of data that comes out now. If you look at retail, if you look at e-commerce, if you look at most of these segments, there is a huge amount of data that has been produced every day now. The BA is the only one who knows what to do with the data, how to look at this data in an intelligent manner, how to come out with insightful, insights from this data. What does this data tell me? and presenting them to the management for making decisions or enabling decision making. All
Yep.
these are things that AI cannot do at this moment, which is where a BA brings in value and the value that the organization. So the more these kind of enabling functions that we do or tasks we do, we enhance our value more and more in this manner.
Great. Thank you so much. And so, Ananya, it's been a pleasure hearing from you and talking to you about certifications, about AI, and I really appreciate your understanding about why get verified, right? So the key takeaways are you can get an increase in salary if that's what you are looking for. There's so many other benefits, and I think Adaptive USA has been very consistently delivering in terms of getting folks through the certification process. So Nani, thank you so much for joining. I will be including your information in the show notes, and hope you come back.
Oh, it'll be my pleasure to come back and speak to you once again. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Have
Thanks.
a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye-bye.